back here in the hangar again. Not everything went exactly as I planned it. Well, you'll see as you watch the video. Not a great tragedy, but, well, you'll see. Okay, back here in the hangar to finish the oil fogging kit. And so I brought you guys along to watch this little bit of work, little modifications. Had a lot of thinking about it, about what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it, so I think I've got it right. Remember I said 90% of this work on an airplane is planning and 10% is actual doing. So I'm in the doing phase. So follow along. Remember to like down there and subscribe right down there, because it really does help if you do click the subscribe button, and tell your friends about the crazy guy in Canada who's working on a Challenger, and we'll see if we can get that count going up. So anyways, again, thanks for following along. I really do appreciate it, and let's go finish that oil fogging kit installation, see how that works out. So pitter patter, let's get at her. Okay, well, let's see. I want to put a plate down here and reuse this. Okay. Do that. We have a little lip. No, I'd like something a little more substantial right across there. I'm going to use this block. Okay. Oh, that'll work out nice. That will give me a nice shelf, that bottle to sit on. Okay, just got to slice a thin piece off, and that'll work. Okay, it fits, but it sticks out on the back side, so I'm going to have to round that off. So, sticks in there where I don't want it. Oh. Go to the sander. See how that fits. I'm back. Okay. Well. Oh, beauty. Okay. So, I have a shelf here, and it doesn't interfere with the mount. And it looks like that from the bottom. Now I'm going to epoxy this here, and this part is done. I now have a lower piece for that fogging bottle that has a shelf for it to sit on. Cool. Let's get the gluing. Not sponsored. I don't have any sponsors. Oh. I figure while I'm gluing the bottom plate on, I might as well glue the Velcro onto the top piece and get that started. I'm going to put Velcro on the bottom as well. So First off, how long does this take to set? Before I do anything, have I got 5 minutes or have I got an hour? I need to know this.
A few moments later. A little longer than a few minutes later. 2 very boring minutes later.
Well, it says it starts setting up in 5 minutes. Okay. So about an hour after that before it's complete. Thereabouts. Now I'm just using the inside of the container as a mixing tray. So that's what she looks like. It should cure in about, well, 5 minutes it'll set up, but I'm going to give it an hour. And that epoxy will set up and hold it on there. Bonus. Okay, that's what it looks like with the Velcro on there. And once that epoxy cures, it'll glue that Velcro to the nylon block, and should be a permanent hold. Should be. We shall see. That part's done. Okay, gotta let that cure, and maybe I'll see if I can glue the second Velcro on. See if I got another clamp. Yeah. Let's see what happens. Okay. That's a wrap on that gluing part. We'll see what happens in, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes. It should be mostly set up. And, well, it sets up in 5, so, you know. What does it say after that? Let's see here.
20 minutes later.
It just says 5 minutes. Doesn't say anything about curing time. It says just 5 minutes. Apply within 5 minutes. Clamp to reach maximum strength. Clamp project together and leave undisturbed. For how long? Come on, Gorilla. What is its curing time? Nowhere on here does it say. Oh. Does it say in this tiny fine print on a clear label that nobody can read?
Just then.
Oh, over here it says leave bond undisturbed for 30 minutes. Okay, it's in the tiniest print that you can hardly read on this translucent label. Way to go, Gorilla. You couldn't print that on the back? Ay. Okay. 'Tis what it is. Okay, epoxy is set. This took a while. The first batch that I mixed up of epoxy was fine. It set up properly. The second batch, for whatever reason, it looked like equal parts, but it remained tacky. So I had to clean it off and redo one of these with the straps. Anyway, so the bottle, there's the bottom piece with the base. And here's the Velcro straps. And the bottle will fit inside there. Place one strap over, and then the second, and there we go. That's the base of the bottle. The upper portion essentially will be the same. You just simply in there and strap it down. So I'm going to drill some holes and mount it onto the tube and plumb it into the engine. I was really hoping that I would get this done in time to pull the airplane out of the hangar and do an engine run up and fogging, but it's Canada, it's winter, it's 5 o'clock on a Sunday, it's already dark outside, like it's nightfall. So yeah, it sucks. Actually, it's been nightfall for about a half an hour, or maybe 15 minutes, whatever. And so I'm not going to be pulling the airplane out of the hangar to fog it, but I am going to finish this installation. We'll see if this becomes one of those 10 or 15 minute videos that I'm always talking about, nice short ones. But we'll get this done, and I'll take some close-ups so anybody else who wants to match what I've done. In the previous episode I showed you how I made these blocks, and now we've got a little base piece to hold it down. Velcro is just epoxied onto there, two-part epoxy, and that's it. So let's get to some drilling and mounting and finishing this up. So on we go. Okay, final fitting before drilling. Just to make sure I'm happy where it's going. Enclosed. Yeah. It's got good clearance all around. I'm going to put it right down here. Right near the bottom there. Wow, that is good and solid. That is good. Glad that is right. There. It's in. All right. Easier with this arm, isn't it? Than that, yeah. Fasten this in tight. That's not going anywhere. That looks pretty good. I do say so myself. I can access it without any problem. Okay. I figure you might want to come along to the back and see what I'm doing to the engine part. So let's go and finish this fogging system. I'm going to pick you up and carry you along. Probably edit that part out because it's all shaky and bangy and stuff. So. display on. I can see how it's framed. Oh, gotta come up. There. Oh, maybe I should get closer. Yeah, closer is always better. Okay, so that is the engine fogging oil line. There's where I gotta hook it up to. That's my fuel line right here. Let's take a look inside. Make sure I'm not overly tight. No, I'm not. I can turn it right up here and plug it in. All right, let's just cut this tube. There, pocket knife. It works. And get this plugged in here. Oh boy, that's a tight barb. That's good though. All the way. There we go. Okay. All I need to do is cut these tie straps and put some new ones on, just to secure this in place so it doesn't vibrate and bounce around. But that's it. The oil will come up this tube. Let's see if I can get you a better frame of the shot. Oil is going to come through this tube, and these two tubes are the same length, so everything being equal, if the vacuum is equal on both sides of these carburetors, they should draw relatively the same amount of oil because everything's balanced as much as possible. And that's it. You run the engine, turn on the fog until you see smoke coming out the back. I think the instruction says, you know, to put about 20 cc's, and that's marked on the bottle. And yeah, that's it. Okay, let's walk out of here. Let's go. Keep this a short video. Okay, so that's it for today. However, I did do a few other things while I was waiting for epoxy to cure, and then finding out my epoxy didn't cure and had to do it all over again, and what should have been a 2-hour job has been a 5-hour job. I did a few other things, just of note. When I put these wings back on the airplane, the bolts that were on there were, of course, original bolts, and none of, well, they were odd sizes. I had 3 of one length, 2 of another, 4 of one particular length, but they didn't quite fit anywhere. And I don't know what the heck was going on here, but it wasn't consistent. And I never noticed that when I took the wings off a couple of years ago, because I didn't actually do the wing removal. But I didn't like that, so I ordered from Aircraft Spruce the correct AN bolts, and then I discovered when I got them that they weren't quite right because these wings weren't built exactly to what the plans show. So I needed something a little bit longer, so I'd order a second set of bolts. Anyways, let's take a little walk here. This is going to be a little bouncy, and we'll just let you know what I did. Okay, you're all getting dizzy now, I can tell. Oh, you're looking straight up. Oh, you're gonna barf, aren't you? Okay, so the bolts that hold the wing spars onto the upper tube there, those were replaced. The upper bolts on the struts were also replaced on both sets of wings, and I'm quite happy with that because now they're the right length, and brand new bolts with of course the nylon locking washers, and they're fresh, so they bite nicely. So anyways, that's done, and then I decided I'm going to start mounting my landing lights See, look at this. Okay, so look up there. There's one of the landing lights it's on. The other one isn't on yet. I'm not going to do that one today. But yeah, that's an LED landing light. Look for the next episode, I think. Yeah, next episode. When I come back here to the hangar, I'm going to finish the landing lights, and then I'm going to wire them in and hook them up and test them and see if the wigwag works. And if it's in the evening, I might even open up the hangar doors and shine them outside and see what they look like. Yeah? Come on. So yeah, they're off-road lights, automotive for like Jeeps and whatever. They're basically off-road lights. So I figure since they're designed for off-road, getting muddy and dirty and wet, that being on a float plane, they should be just fine. So the only thing I need to do is I need to order 2 plugs for this wire here. There's my line coming in, and there's of course the line. So I gotta plug these together, shorten them a bit too. I'm not going to splice them and solder and heat shrink them because I want them to be removable. And I know exactly the kind of plugs I'm going to use. The same ones I used on my engine, those automotive plugs. When I replaced those plugs on the engine, I'm just going to order some more because those are fabulous. They're completely waterproof, high heat, that kind of stuff, vibration resistant. Good quality, a little expensive, but good quality. So I'm going to use that to plug the lights in at both ends of the wing. So if I ever have to remove them for whatever reason, I can, and I won't have to like cut wires and stuff. So, okay, so that's it for today. We'll see in the editing whether I get this down to the under 15-minute range, and I think I do. I think it will, because not a whole lot happened other than I mounted the bottle and I plugged in the tube. What a real pain in the ass that was with the epoxy not setting properly. Let me know in the comments if you had that happen too, and it's just like, hey, they were equal parts. It's one of those dual tube thingies, pretty well can't go wrong, and it didn't set. So, okay, so that's it. Again, thanks for following me here in the hangar, and well, remember to like and subscribe. I think I mentioned that earlier, and keep your stick on the ice. Hockey season's on. See you again in the hangar. Bye-bye.
Well, there you have it. Proof that not everything goes as planned. That epoxy not setting up, that added 3 hours to this whole process. Anyways, comment if you've ever had that happen to you. Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate it. See you again in the hangar. Bye-bye now.